Hello, welcome to or welcome back to my special effects channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing an iron burn. This look was requested on my YouTube, on my TikTok. It's really nice and cold. So I thought I'd make it into a YouTube video as well. So let's get going. So I feel like I've seen people do it here, but I kind of want to do it here. Like sort of like over, like here. So I've got this red pencil and I'm going to lightly draw around this. Okay, I'm happy with that. Right, so you can see a faint outline there. I've just gone over it with my finger because obviously I don't want it to be like, this isn't probably the correct red, it's just like a lip liner. So I've just gone over, so you can literally just see. So you can still see where the iron is going to be. But now I'm going to start using the special effects makeup to make it look like a burn. So if you actually look at the iron here, you can see that it's got like these 3 little dips in, which I've literally just drawn on now. So now I'm going to start colouring it. So there's obviously going to be a whole lot of red, but I'm going to start by just colouring the outline. For this, I'm just using alcohol activated paints. So as you can see, I've literally just added a base colour of red, and I hardly have any red left, but we're good. So I've just added the base colour of red, and like it's the exact same shape as the iron. So now I'm just going to continue to build up. So my little irony bits, these little bits that I drawn on, I'm still going to keep them red, but I'm going to build the colour up around them, if that makes sense. I'm just going to take a tiny bit off with a bit of micellar water and a cotton bud. I'm just going to take off the shape of the iron, so like a little bit here. I'm looking here because this is where my mirror is. I'm sorry, I'm going to hold my mirror up to me instead. It will probably be better. So you can kind of see it, but I'm going to continue to build up the colour. I'm going to start using this darker purpley colour here for the burnt skin sort of effect. I'm just going to build that up around the edges because I want the edges to be the darkest colour. And I'm just going to continue to go in, and I'm literally going to pat it in with my finger so that the colour doesn't look like too painted on. It honestly doesn't matter if this is like how the colouring is of this as well, because obviously like your skin's going to be all burnt, like the colouring of it's going to be weird. So I'm just going to continue to build that up. So now that you can see, I've built up like a lot of purple around here to make like it look really burnt, and I've also got in those little indents. So I'm now going to take some liquid latex and I'm going to start stippling this over the top because this gives like a shiny burn effect, and I'm going to rip some of it to make the skin look ripped and do like yellowy redness underneath it. So I'm literally just gonna put that on with my sponge, and this like preserves the colour underneath as well, so that's why I've done all the colouring first. So I added on one, it's kind of hard to talk because I've put it like right, it's really tight, but I've added on one thick layer of latex, and that gives like the shiny burnt skin look. And like as you can see, it's not affected the colour or anything. So now I'm actually gonna add some, what have I got? I've got some blood paste, and I want this to be really thick, like blood, like, yeah, so that's what this is. So I'm literally going to add this around the very edge. This is really, I might use my Ben Nye Fresh Scab because this is like really pink. It's like, I don't know, I think the blood is too bright. I want to use a darker blood. So I'm actually going to use my Ben Nye Fresh Scab blood instead because this is darker. And I think it's a bit thicker, so it's going to give me the consistency I like a bit more. So I'm literally gonna, yeah, that's a much better colour, isn't it? Gonna drag this along the edge. So I'm gonna add the blood around this side, but just after I've done this next bit, so I'm not getting blood everywhere. So obviously, as you can see, this bit looks really bad, but in here it looks too surface wound. So I'm literally gonna pull at the bits of latex, if I can get any. There we go. I'm going to pull at the bits of liquid latex, and I'm going to make the skin look like all blistered and stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. There you go, that's what I'm going for. And then I'm going to make then I'm going to colour it all like really, really red under there and make it look even more raw. So I'm literally just picking up the bits of liquid latex. This is so hard, it's so stuck to my skin. There we go, I've got a bit. Have I? I do. And then I am actually cutting away at the latex to make the pulled bits underneath. So as you can see, I've used that to create quite a bit of texture. So now I'm going to go in with my red colour, and I'm going right in there with that to make that skin look super duper raw. So I've made these areas quite a lot darker, and I've even added some black in there to make this skin look literally fried. So I'm now going to take a tiny bit of Vaseline. I'm taking that little bit of Vaseline on my side, and I'm going to mix it in with some yellow, because this is going to create like the fatty, like nasty bit. So, and then I'm going to mix it in with the yellow. So this is the colour that it goes, and I'm literally gonna, in here, add some of that over the top in some areas of the ripped skin to make it look really burnt and just nasty. So I'm now adding the finishing touches. I'm going to add a thinner blood, which is like this, and I'm going to use my sponge just to stipple it around the edge and stipple it over the top of here to make it look a bit more like a wet blood. And then we can just afford to stipple it out a bit as well. And I'm just going to stipple a few bits randomly into the centre as well, dotted around into the middle. And that's it. So this is the finished iron burn look. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really gory and really nasty. So yeah, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.